What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Maple Leafs Media. I'm Jake Varco, and what a night for the Toronto Maple Leafs, a historic night for the Toronto Maple Leafs, more specifically, Austin Matthews. I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's been a while since I've done one of these post-game shows, and, sorry that I've been slacking here on this channel. I've been missing some of these games over the past few weeks. It's been a really stressful time. Uh, just jam-packed with work right now, tons of assignments, and it's just midterms and then finals coming up really soon. So it's harder for me to get these videos out to you right now and do these post-game shows, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Tonight's going to be a shorter show than usual, and I'll make up for that tomorrow. Uh, I'll have less of an abbreviated show tomorrow, but still tons of stuff to cover here tonight. What a game. 6-2 victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs over the defending two-time Stanley Cup champions, two consecutive Stanley Cup champions, that is, the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think the obvious talking point of this game, Austin Matthews, uh, he ties Rick Vaive. He tied Rick Vaive's single season Maple Leafs franchise record for goals at 54, and he did it in such convincing fashion. He did it with an exclamation mark with a hat trick against the Tampa Bay Lightning. He also tacked on an assist on the sixth Maple Leafs goal. But what a night for Austin Matthews. And I really feel like at this point, he really seems like he's just a machine. He is sent down to earth from somewhere in space just to destroy records because that's what he's doing. And he's one goal away from breaking that Rick Vaive 54 goal single season record for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I mean, I think he's going to do that. I believe he's going to do that. I have no reason not to. It's been fascinating to watch him play. It's really a joy to watch him every night. So tonight, not only did he do that, but he extended his goal scoring streak to 6 games. In that time, he has eight goals and 4 assists, 11 goals in his last 10 games played. There's just so many statistics that we can pull up for Austin Matthews because he's such a fantastic player. He does this on a nightly basis. It's amazing to watch. I mean, 11 goals in your last 10 games. 3-goal night tonight against the defending Stanley Cup champions. He's been fantastic all season long, and ever since he got back from that suspension, seems like that sparked him with a little bit more motivation. Not that he needed any more, though. Let's get to the comments section. Joe says, "Hey, bud, nice to see you." Hey, Joe. So as I mentioned earlier, if you didn't hear what I was saying, it's just I'm trying to get these post game shows out, but again, just jam-packed schedule with school right now, doing the best I can. I'm gonna be back here tomorrow, and the playoffs are coming up, so it's an exciting time, and I'm gonna be doing my best I can to get as many videos out as possible. Huh. I think that's an understatement. Gaming Dude 2006. Austin Matthews is a good player. He's a great player. He's fantastic. Chris Patterson says soup, and yeah, get that soup champ going back up. He returned from injury the other night against the Philadelphia Flyers. Looks solid out there tonight and in that game against Philadelphia. So I think that's going to be a big key for the Toronto Maple Leafs going forward. Obviously, with what looks to be a season-ending injury to Peter Mrazek, the Maple Leafs are really going to need Jack Campbell to step up and hopefully return to that early season form that he had for this team. If if Jack Campbell can do that, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the sky's the limit for what they can do going forward. As a team, the Maple Leafs collectively they extended their win streak to 5 games, and these 5 games that they've played, none of them other than the Philadelphia Flyers have been pushovers. Florida Panthers, they're going to play them again tomorrow night in Sunrise, Florida, the Panthers' home arena. So, uh, obviously, tightly contested matchup there. Top team in the uh, in the division going up against the Toronto Maple Leafs. going to be great to see that. The Boston Bruins, we all know the history that the Toronto Maple Leafs have had with them. I don't need to remind you about it. And I mean, again, they pull away with a win there. The Winnipeg Jets, that was a feisty one, pull away with a victory. The Flyers, it's a win. They they got good things going, and they got Shaq Campbell back in the lineup. Still good for your momentum, good for the morale in the locker room. And then tonight against the defending Stanley Cup champions, the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, in convincing fashion by a score of 6-2. An amazing game, and it's really been a great stretch of games for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're looking to take this momentum into tomorrow night, Tuesday night's game against the Florida Panthers. Three stars of the game tonight. Third star is Jack Campbell. Great outing for Campbell. That second goal that he allowed, I don't put any of the blame on. I don't put any of the blame on Jack Campbell for that second goal. I mean, that's TJ Brody, and I forget the other defenseman that was out there. I think it might have been Justin Hall. Don't want to place blame on someone that wasn't out there, but I believe it was Justin Hall and TJ Brody. Definitely TJ Brody. They need to do a better job of clearing out front of the net, out front of their own defensive zone, in front of Jack Campbell. They really need to do a better job of creating space, allowing Jack Campbell to see to the point, have a good vision. And that that shot by Jan Ruta, it trickled past Jack Campbell through his legs, uh, likely because he couldn't see the puck. And if you can't see the puck, you're not going to stop very many of them. Second star of the game, he has been fantastic, leading the NHL in points since January 15th. Mitch Marner had a goal and 3 assists tonight. Nothing new here. Just another night at the office for Mitch Marner doing his thing out there. Such an amazing playmaker. First star of the game, you already know. It's Austin Matthews. I mean, I could have given him all 3 stars of the game, but I'm not going to do that. It's Austin Matthews, first star of the game, 3 goals and an assist. He tacked on that beautiful assist on the 6th goal. Uh, Patience behind Andrei Vasilevsky, behind the Lightning net, and looked like he could have came around for a wraparound. No, he passed it to Mitch Marner, taps it in past Vasilevsky, and a great goal, great game all around for the Maple Leafs. Caden Elvis says, I went to the game. Place had Leafs fans all over the place. Go Leafs. And Caden, I think that's a very common thing, and especially down there in Florida or Buffalo. I mean, Florida, that's a great travel destination. I'd love to be in Florida right now. Uh, Watching a Leafs game, that'd be even better. It's definitely a great place to go to watch a hockey game. And I bit jealous of you there, but hope you had a good time. And did you hear the soup chants? Because it sounded like there were soup chants on television. So want to know more about your experience, Caden? Let me know in the comments. Chris says we've missed you. Love your show. Say hi to Clark. Yeah, I'll say hi to him for you. But thank you so much, Chris. Like I said, I've missed coming on here for the past couple weeks. It's just been such a jam-packed time for me. So many, just so many assignments. It's a lot, but getting through it, and it's all for the greater good. So, uh, great game for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I am going to be doing these post-game shows still. I'm not going away. Like I'm still doing these shows, so don't be worried about that or anything, because I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, the Toronto Maple Leafs on a 5-game win streak, and like I said, none of these games have, other than the Philadelphia Flyers, have been pushovers. They have 13 games remaining on their schedule. They're getting hot at the perfect time. Might be a bit early, I don't know, but it seems to me as if this team is heating up at the perfect time, heading into the playoffs. We all know the playoff history that this Maple Leafs team has. In recent years, it has not been pretty, but they're hoping to they're hoping to turn things around this year. We'll see how that works out, but I really think the big thing that this team needs is Jack Campbell to step up in goal. They've got the scoring, they've got the defense, especially with the addition of Mark Giordano at the trade deadline. This team is loaded on defense. They actually are. Jake Muzzin, Mark Giordano, Morgan Riley, TJ Brody. The list goes on. Their decor is solid. Their forwards, obviously, they can score the puck. They put the puck in the net constantly. It's up to the goaltending for this team. Can Jack Campbell step up? And through the first two games back from his injury, he's looked good. He's looked good, but we need to see it continue for the Toronto Maple Leafs, obviously. They need to get him back into early season form when he was being called a Vezina candidate, legitimately being called the Vezina Trophy candidate early early in the year through the first month of the year. He was fantastic, but ever since November, his performance took a hit. He was sidelined with injury, and maybe that being sidelined with injury that might actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise for Jack Campbell. We know that he puts a lot of weight on his performance. He puts a lot on himself. He expects a lot from himself, and who knows? Maybe that time away, just focusing on himself, focusing on getting back, getting healthy. Maybe that was good for him. We'll see. But he's looked solid out there. Nevin says the Leafs are peaking at the right time here. In previous years, they peaked too early. And yes, they're definitely playing. I mean, this recent stretch of games, I'd be hard pressed to find a better stretch of games that they've played this season, honestly. I think this is the best stretch of games that this team has played this season. There was also a road trip earlier in the year that they played pretty well, but I believe that this is. I mean, the wins that they've had in this 5-game win streak: Winnipeg, Florida, Boston, Philadelphia, and then tonight the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have an opportunity to win another game against Tampa Bay tomorrow, and they've got a, they've got a tough schedule still to go. But really, tonight felt like a playoff game. It did. I know it's not a playoff game. It's not, but it had a playoff game feel to it due to the two teams playing in it. First of all, going up against the Stanley Cup champions for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Anytime you're doing that, it's got more of a playoff feel to it. You have more to prove. It's a measuring stick game, per se. And yeah, I mean, this is just it felt like a playoff game out there tonight. Also because of the implications that this has in the standings, as Hurt Locker says, all alone in second place in the Atlantic Division. So that's a massive stepping stone, and who knows? With a victory against the Florida Panthers, that could go a long way into maybe helping propel this team into first place in the Atlantic Division. JB says, all I can say about the Leafs is wow. True strong performances all around. And it wasn't just the top guys contributing either. How about Pierre Engvall? He had a fantastic game. He had a fantastic game out there tonight. And in case you didn't know, he's on a mini 3-game point streak here. 2 goals in his last 3 games. And that was a rocket shot that he had going past Andrei Vasilevsky. Engvall's the guy that gets criticized a lot, so let's give him his flowers when he performs well. Chris says, who sits tomorrow if Muzzin draws back in? Or do they roll 7D tomorrow? I mean, that 7D, that's something we've seen with the Maple Leafs quite a bit over the past 2 seasons. So I actually would not be surprised uh, to see them do that again, especially with Jake Muzzin coming back. I would expect Jake Muzzin in his first game back from injury. He's had a couple concussions this season. I would expect them to try to, maybe, ease him back into his role, have limited ice time tomorrow night. So 7D is definitely a possibility. If they do go the 7D route, uh, maybe a guy like Aberzizi or Kyle Clifford comes out of the lineup, but we'll see. That's a decision for Sheldon Keefe. All we can do is speculate about it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them roll 7D tomorrow. And Hurt Locker, since we're on the topic of 7D, we finally have depth on the defense going into the playoffs. That's something that has been an issue for the Toronto Maple Leafs over the past few seasons. You remember in the play-in round in 2020 during that tournament, the tournament-style Stanley Cup season, you had Jake Muzzin go down in a game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was sidelined for the remainder of that series. And last season, same thing happened against the Montreal Canadiens. And really, they didn't have someone to fill the void of Jake Muzzin. But this season, I believe they do. Obviously, Jake Muzzin is big shoes to fill. So they just have more depth, more players they can rotate, and more players that are competent and capable of playing at the NHL level on the blue line. I think it's definitely something that's key for this team. But right now, for me, the most important thing for the Toronto Maple Leafs is getting Jack Campbell back into a groove. Because if you don't have a solid goaltender, you don't have solid goaltending in the playoffs, you're not going far. I would be surprised if they did, but I really don't think any team's going far without a solid goaltender. And we'll see if Jack Campbell can get back to that early season form. Mark says you think Matthews will get 60? Yes. Yes, I do. And this is actually something that I said before the season starts. You can go back and watch these shows. There's a lot to watch, but there's a show, uh, season preview show, I believe it was, and I said I believed Austin Matthews would get 60 goals, and I still stand by that statement. I believe Austin Matthews will score 60 goals. He's sitting at 54 goals on the season right now. He tied Rick Vive's single season goals record for Maple Leafs franchise history with a hat trick tonight. He's just firing the puck on net. The puck's finding him, and it just seems automatic. Like he's a goal scoring machine, and six more goals in 13 games. Yeah, I think he's gonna do it. I'm curious to know what everyone else thinks. Do you think Austin Matthews is gonna reach and eclipse 60 goals in the 2022 NHL season? Let me know, but uh, he's been fantastic, and I'm sure he's gonna put up a couple more of those multi-goal games, which he does so often. And we have a Minnesota fan here. Matthews is good AF. Damn. Yeah, Austin Matthews is a special player, a generational talent. Uh, amazing, amazing. A hat trick tonight. Is that his third or fourth hat trick on the season? And now he's sitting at 54 goals on the year. Tied Rick Vive's single season franchise record for the Leafs in goal scoring. Just such an amazing, talented player. And it's honestly so fun to watch him on a nightly basis. And the Minnesota Wild, they have a quite the young player over there as well, and Kaprizov Kaprizov, someone who I personally love to watch. Hurt Locker says 60 to 65. Chris up to 65. Wow, that's that's a lot. 65 goals. Just imagine he like 60 goals, amazing. But anything on top of that is really icing on the cake. And I, Carl says I think he'll get 60 easy. The goals are they they really look like they're coming easy to him out there. That's a scary thing. Like I would absolutely hate to play against Austin Matthews. He's a competitor, and this show is it's just been the Austin Matthews show because he does this so often. I'm I'm tweeting during the game, and I'm trying to tweet like a play-by-play, and it's just so hard to keep up because it seems like all my tweets are actually about Austin Matthews. It really seems like they're all about Austin Matthews, some record or milestone he reached, and he has more ahead of him. He's still such a young player, so uh, amazing to watch. Andrew locking in his prediction at 64 goals for Austin Matthews. That mean he had 10 more. And yeah, Shirt Locker, don't forget he missed 5 games and started slow. So the 2 games of suspension, 3 games at the injury at the beginning of the year. Yeah, he missed out and started slow. So like if he didn't miss those 5 games, whoa. So there goes my light. But if he didn't miss those 5 games this season, I honestly believe that Austin Matthews, instead of talking about 60 goals, we might be talking about 70. That's the crazy thing. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't think he could, because he probably could reach 70 goals. But if he didn't miss those 5 games, this might be a whole other conversation. I got my light back, but I'm literally holding this light in place. It just fell off my table. But if you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's being released on the channel. As I mentioned earlier, it's been a stressful time for me, just jam packed with school, work, got a bunch of assignments, and I've been trying to get to do some of these post game shows, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to as much. I will be here tomorrow night for a longer post game show than tonight. This has been the abbreviated form per se. There's so much to talk about, and I'm sure tomorrow night there will be more to talk about as well. You have the 2 top teams in the Atlantic Division facing off against each other. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It helps out a lot. And if you've been here before, smash that like button if you like the video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Jake Varco. Thank you.